Well, it was actually nothing to do with it being First World War at all. What it was I was specifically interested in the facial reconstructive surgery at the time and the history of it, and particularly in Harold Gillies. And the reason for that was my grandmother, who actually appeared in the book, though you might not have known it. She was a sculptor, and she was a student of Henry Tonks, the famous artist surgeon who worked with Harold Gillies. And so I suspect through Tonks, my grandmother, Kathleen Scott, went to the clinics, and her job was to cast the faces of the wounded soldiers. And this is because people would come in, semi-healed, and there wasn't so much work to be done to them. And so it was nicer for them if the doctors, the surgeons, worked on a cast rather than on the actual face, to work out how much flesh they needed for this and that, for the reconstructions. So I came across photographs of those wounded men when I was researching my biography of her years and years ago. And I just, they're so strong and so pitiful and so brave. And, you look at those photos and it's just, every one is a story. The photographs of the wounded men, I saw those in 1988.
Yeah.
And that was before I'd ever published a book, but it never went away, the idea of that. And so that was just sort of sitting there until I saw the field postcard that my dear, before any telegram arrives. And it was putting those two together, and you think, okay, you've got that face, and you've got to fill in that card. And you think, well, you're going to lie, aren't you? 19 years old, covered in mud and blood. You're going to tell a lie. You don't want to upset your mum or whoever it is. And then you realise that every one of those field postcards, particularly because it hadn't been written on, it's an untold story.